let's go ahead and get it in. In spite of what people are trying to do, let's go ahead and get this in. We appreciate you on all the platforms that we're on. We're not on TikTok today, right? You said we can put together a video and put hashtag Find Kofi direct to other platforms. Yeah, so we'll be working on getting that together for you guys. Once again, I apologize as much as I can. You know, I don't have any ability to do anything other than what we're doing, and I'm gonna just stay in our capability and our ability. So if you're watching this on YouTube, if you're watching this later on, feel free. And I'm gonna give all honor to the Most High. I give all honor to my wife. I give all honor to each and every one of you, our family, those who are against us, etc. We ask that if you would like to, simply go to different platforms. If you'd like to contact TikTok, there's 2 different ways you can, by the way, just to let you know. I know we said we're going to focus on this word, but I just want to give this out to you guys. You can look up info@tiktok.com, info, I-N-F-O, info@tiktok.com, and contact them through there. If you would like to as well, you can also look up legal, Legal, legal at tiktok.com as well, and let them know that, when it comes to Kofi_40, please write that name out, KOFI_OFORI. And you can put the number 2 behind that as well. Maybe you can put Kofi_40 and then put Kofi_42, and let them know that, if asked, if you want somebody who's willing to, if asked, you would be willing to sign an affidavit and be a witness, therefore, to show that we are not doing anything that's violating community guidelines, that we are not on here selling drugs, that we are not on here saying things that are considered to be racist, that we're not on here doing these things, and that if legally necessary, that you are willing to go and stand with us, as great members of society. You're willing to stand with us and fight with us to ensure that we are able to go to the next level and continue to use whatever platforms, because I'm not really concerned about TikTok per se. However, I do recognize and realize that one of the biggest issues that we're having is that TikTok has decided that they're going to lie. And when they start to lie, and they lie on us, they lie not only myself, they lie on the community as well. So thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. So if you guys want to, I see you guys on here, some of you saying you're willing to do so and all that stuff, it's go time. I will try to make sure that I guess we can put another TikTok page up, and call it Kofi_43, and, go through the process of doing things that way. And we'll see what happens from there. So I do apologize to you all for not being able to get back to you. Maybe you can help us to make sure that we get this stuff back out there. I'll try to see possibly if I can reach out to some people who have, a whole bunch of viewers, and maybe they'll be willing to help, as we've helped them in the past. Who knows? That being said, though, thank you for being on. We're going to talk today specifically. This is a very on-time message, and I'm going to go past my flesh that kind of is a little frustrated, and people ask, what do you do when you're dealing with this and all this stuff or whatever? Well, this is kind of where this stuff comes in. So basically, we're going to go and we're going to focus in specifically on this rising. We're going to focus specifically on the goal is not tomorrow. The goal is what? The goal is not tomorrow. Okay? The goal is not tomorrow. All right? The goal is what? The goal is not tomorrow. All right? This coming from, once again, our sweet spot, and going back to familiar passage of scripture, Sermon on the Mount, Matthew chapter 6, verses 33 and 34. And when it specifically is speaking on, give no thought for tomorrow. That's verse 34. For tomorrow will take care of itself, even sufficiently to the evil thereof, or the day of evil thereof. And verse 33, seek ye first the kingdom of Elohim and his righteousness, and all these things shall be given or added unto you, unto thee, singular, right? The reason why that is important, to recognize that the goal is not tomorrow, is that a lot of us are worrying or frustrated or going through so many different things in our lives due to the fact that simply we have too much stock in tomorrow. Simply put, we put too much stock into tomorrow. We put too much worry even into tomorrow. My worry is not whether or not We'll be on live on TikTok tomorrow. My worry is not whether we'll win a case against TikTok tomorrow. I'm not doing it. I'm doing it because it's righteous. I have a system of things in place, right, that are really not my system. I simply have taken on and adopted the system of the Ladach Shemayim, of the kingdom of heaven. And when I adopted this system, I'm faithful to the system every day. The system is what takes care of tomorrow. Did you catch that? So a lot of people, and this is something that the enemy didn't want a lot of people to hear, right? And so I already know, I can already see, I can already, feel this is something that the enemy is against, is heavily against, because the enemy doesn't want you to believe about tomorrow. The enemy wants you to be so focused on tomorrow, right, so that you won't focus on the system. When you start focusing on tomorrow, you miss what's supposed to be there as far as the system is concerned. And this is the problem that a lot of people are having. This is the thing that we're dealing with. This is really the real issue, besides us not being able to do this or do that or whatever. At the end of the day, the real issue is that the system is not in place. You don't have a system in place that allows tomorrow to be guaranteed. And so when something happens that in today, your focus is always, how is this going to affect my tomorrow, right? But tomorrow has been designed systemically and systematically. Tomorrow was put in place to take care of tomorrow, which means that my concern, even though I know we need to reach people tomorrow, that's not my concern. The people that will be reached, right? My concern is not, we're not going to be able to do this, that, or whatever, and reach people on YouTube when they take down the channel. Like, the people who need to be reached on YouTube, they shall be reached. My concern is not how many people are going to watch a particular thing, right? Tens of thousands of people are going to be influenced, whether I see them influenced here or live or not. People will be reached. The goal is what? Is that I focus on what the kingdom says. I focus on the system. And the reason why a lot of people are having problems they're having is because we are not focused on a system. We do not have a system in place. We are not putting a system in place. We are not focusing on a system that is greater than ourselves. And so since we are not focusing on a system, it's causing us to stop doing what we need to do, right? Because we are so worried about tomorrow. And the problem is that if I worry about tomorrow, what happens is then when I get to the next day, my concern is not what I need to do in that day. My concern, or everything I'm doing, is about tomorrow. Now, get what I'm saying? I'm not saying that therefore we don't have to worry about our children. Our children are our tomorrow. But guess what? If tomorrow is already taken care of because I focus on the kingdom and I have a system that focuses on something that has made everything, that means tomorrow is guaranteed. So if I do what I'm supposed to do today, it means that tomorrow is guaranteed, right? And you got to understand that whenever you walk out on faith, right? Whenever you walk out on faith, whenever you step out on faith, what you're saying is, I don't know what the next step is, but I'm going to take it, even though I don't know what it is. I don't know where the next step is, but I'm going to take it. I don't know if the next step is really supposed to bear my weight or not, but I'm going to take it. We were walking across the bridge. Some of you will see it when we upload some stuff for my son on the YouTube channel, on his YouTube channel. And we walked across the bridge, right? Now, I'm a big guy, and the bridge seemed to be a little creaky. And so I was sitting there at first when I started taking the first few steps and saying, man, should I take, because this is a really long bridge. But I made a decision. I said to myself, this bridge, this is literally what I said to myself. This is confidence I started having in the Most High. I said that whoever created this bridge might not have known it. However, they created this bridge because one day I would walk across it, right? That's my mentality, right? So I walked across the bridge, never said anything to my wife, never said anything to our son. However, I walked across the bridge, specifically realizing and saying to myself that as I walk across this bridge has to hold, because the Most High knew that one day I would walk across it, right? So I can't be worried about, this bridge is going to do something that will affect me tomorrow, because the bridge is only there because there's a system in place. Somebody built something specifically just so that I could walk across it, right? Yeah, hallelujah, right? That's a word right there, right? He built something. Like, even if, like, let's say, I don't know what it is. That's not my faith that we can't come back on TikTok or whatever, or start a whole nother TikTok page and then get back on track and get to what we were doing before and all that. That's something I don't know what the particulars of that, the ins and outs of that is or whatever. What I do know is this, is that guess what? Like, at the end of the day, that the platforms and the things that he's had us walk on, and the things that he wants us to do, the goals and the vision and all these different things that he wants us to do, it is not, he has built something to where nobody can stop it. The people that are already helping us out with Yah's land project. We're connected. The people whose phone numbers we have, we already connected. The people who want to keep finding Kofi, hashtag find Kofi, they were connected. You said you think it was accidental. Laura said she reported the live yesterday. Oh, maybe she did. I don't know. But regardless of what it is, and if the person did, I don't know if you're saying it's accidental. Maybe the person could be reached out to, and it could be said, hey, it was an accident. They weren't doing this, blah blah, whatever. Right? That's why we said if you can help whoever the person is. I don't even hold ill will. It's to be expected. People are supposed to come against the kingdom, right? Or mistakes are made or whatever, or even, the devil might be in the details where something was mismanaged, whatever, and somebody can be led to do something, whatever that is. I'm not here concerned about that, right? But understand, right? But understand that even if the person did do that, they can reach out, right? They can say, they can be like, hey, I made a mistake. What can I do? Who can I reach? Or whatever. If you can reach the person, I don't know, right? I'm just saying that at the end of the day, my concern is not tomorrow. I've gotten to a place where I recognize that every time it's time to take another step, something's supposed to come and mess with what we're doing. If it means that we got to start doing almost everything on Zoom and just simply go on TikTok or wherever, or go wherever we start the next platform and say, hey, if you're looking for us, find us at this place, contact this number, we'll send you the link, blah, blah, blah. Like whatever we have to do, at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, the Most High has already set a place to where we're supposed to walk. The bridge might sound rickety and creaking, right? But it was built so that you could walk across it. Right, and a lot of people are having an issue with their problems and with their mindset and all these different things. Why? Because they are afraid, right, of what the Most High is going to do for them. They're even afraid to accept the responsibility. They're even sometimes afraid of what if they succeed in the things that come with it, because you're concerned about your tomorrow. Tomorrow is guaranteed, right? Today is Monday. Guess what will happen tomorrow? Tomorrow will be Tuesday. Guess what will happen tomorrow? The sun shall rise. Guess what will happen tomorrow? The sun shall set. Guess what will happen tomorrow? You shall eat food. Guess what shall happen? Your heart will beat. Guess what will happen? You will have people that like you. Guess what will happen? You will have people that love you. Guess what will happen? You will have people that dismiss you. Guess what will happen? You will be able to do something with some kind of finance, even if it's 5 cents, right? Even if you're going to put $2.22 in your tank, whatever it is, you will be able to reside in tomorrow. Tomorrow is already guaranteed. The problem is not your tomorrow. You're worried about something that's guaranteed. Isn't that something? You're worried about something that's guaranteed, right? You are worried about something that's guaranteed. Stop worrying about something that will happen. Tomorrow must take place, right? Whether we are here to enjoy tomorrow or not, tomorrow is guaranteed. Tomorrow is not your problem. Right, the bills that must be paid are guaranteed to be paid. Right, by you, by somebody else. It'll be the debt that can be discharged, whatever the case might be. Tomorrow is already guaranteed. Right, exactly. Don't worry about something guaranteed. I used to work at a place called Rent-A-Center years ago, and I was a manager there. And we had a saying that they started up, I want to say around 2000. This has to be around 2009, 2010 or so. They had a saying that they started. It was called a worry-free guarantee. Worry-free guarantee. It meant that if you bought something, right, you could pay it off in 90 days and not have to worry about paying those long 2-3 year contracts on something that by the time you finish paying it off, it's not even going to be worth it anymore. You could also buy something and we would fix it no matter what it was, furniture, all types of stuff. You'd be able to fix everything and you'd be able to take care of it. Or it'd be taken care of, and when we took whatever you had that needed to be fixed, we would give you something else. Why? Because when you were buying something from us, we wanted you to make sure that you understood that whatever you were getting was worry-free guaranteed. So when we said, so if you said, man, my washing machine, I got it from you guys, I got a new washing machine that's not working right, we'll give you another washing machine. We'll take the one that you're paying money on. We'll send it out to be fixed. We'll bring it back to your house. We'll make sure everything's connected for you in there, all that stuff. We'll do everything that's necessary so that you don't have to worry about a daggone thing, right? We wanted to give you something, and when you bought it from us and you were going to pay it off, right? No matter how long you paid it off, by the way, we gave you the opportunity to have something that's called insurance. The insurance was part of your worry-free guarantee. Now, even if you didn't have the insurance, As long as you were still in contract. See, here's how the worry-free guarantee even went above and beyond. Even though I don't think you should get stuff through Rent-A-Center, unless you're gonna pay it off in 90 days because you're gonna pay way too much money for it, right? I would even tell people that. So part of what made me successful is I would have people who I taught the system, and I would teach them, hey, somebody got something, they got it back, or if they just rented it for a party and then they gave it back, understand, like, this person basically paid off a whole bunch of it already. So if you want it, get the thing that's close to brand new, that's barely been used, get it put in your house, and you don't have to worry about paying it. Pay on the little insurance. By the time you finish with it, even if you don't have the insurance, we'll make sure we take care of it for you. But then once your time is up, don't get rid of the insurance. Keep paying the little $15 a month. What we will do is we will make sure that whatever you got from us at any time down the road, if it needs fixing or it needs something or you need another one, worry free. Don't worry about it. If it stops working, we will come and give you another brand new one, or we'll give you one that might work better if we find out that there are issues with the one that we sold you, as far as the company has issues with their creation, right? On top of that, with the worry-free guarantee, keep on going, because you built relationship with us, because some people have had like 10, 15 contracts over their life with Rent-A-Center, meaning that they've, paid off 10, 15 items or 10, 15 packages in their life, or, maybe you paid off a couple. So what I would say is, hey, since you have relationship, catch that, since you have relationship with us, what I will do is, even though you have something in your house that's not something you got from us, if you need it to be fixed, just let me know. You might have to pay me, a little something, or like $50, not me, but pay the company so I can put it in, in the company or whatever. So if somebody ever comes to me and says, why are you fixing this? I say, hey, they paid us for it, right? So I can protect myself. But because you have this relationship with me, I will make sure that I take care of you, even in ways that I'm not supposed to, at least according to what people think we're not supposed to. But we are human beings. We have love for people. And we want to establish relationship. And hey, at some point, we'd like for you to do business again. So even if I have to do little things like that, I will do them. Why? Because I have relationship with you, right? So I don't want you, even after you finish your contract, and even if you go 20 years and never buy anything else from us again, throughout those 20 years, I'm going to still look out for you. Why? Because I want you to understand that whatever you got from us is guaranteed. Now, not every manager does that, right? But I know a lot of them that did. But at the end of the day, it was because we wanted you to be worry free. What was the thing that we did to take away your worry? What if this doesn't work tomorrow? Well, if it doesn't work tomorrow, we have a system in place that ensures that you will not have to worry about the item. Tomorrow is coming, and at some point, it's just like your vehicle, right? You can have a vehicle, you might have bought a brand new 2022 vehicle today, and as soon as you buy that vehicle, it's only a matter of time before you have to get an oil change, right? Doesn't matter how nice the vehicle is, at some point the oil needs to be changed. At some point down the road, it might be 20 years, 30 years down the road, at some point you will need a new battery. At some point, you will need a new screw. At some point, you will have a chip that needs to be able to be replaced. At some point, something will not operate correctly. At some point, you will need a new tire, right? Tomorrow is guaranteed. Wear and tear is guaranteed. You're worrying about things that are guaranteed. The problem is not tomorrow. The problem is, what system do you have so that when tomorrow takes place, the wear and tear of life takes place, what can you do? I'm so proud and thankful and grateful that even if it takes a while for us to get the platforms and everything back, right? I'm so thankful that we already made sure that we put the work in, that we had the people that are diligent. So even if we only got 20, 30, 40 people that are diligent right now, we still know that out of those people that are diligent, we are still creating the system, because the same people that are diligent now were the people putting in most of the work anyway. The only thing that they slowed down is allowing other people who want to be just as diligent to come on in. That's the only thing they slowed down. They didn't slow down the work. We've already got the guarantee. We've already said no matter what, even if we fall short of our goal as far as financially what we're going to do, we're still going to go down. If we have to put a down payment on land instead of put a regular payment on, or put the whole payment on it, and my goal is to be able to establish stuff where I can put in some extra stuff myself, right? But regardless of what it is, we're still going to be able to put the stuff out there. We're still going to be able to get what we said we're going to do. We're not going to fall short. Right? And it's got to be the same thing in your life. What is the system that's set? So even with us doing this, right, I'm so thankful that we can have a bunch of people still be able to listen to this on the podcast. Somebody will be able to listen to this later on YouTube. Somebody will be able to listen to this later on Facebook. As we have more devices and stuff, I'm working out some software stuff to where I'm going to be able to have several different things on just one laptop, right? And so we can go and we can just get into this, and we can be live on multiple platforms, right? That the goal is not to make sure that we have tomorrow taken care of. Tomorrow's going to happen. Some TikTok wanting to take us down, YouTube wanting to take us down, of having to start a new TikTok page. We were already talking about this, right? So people who have seen us reaching 30-something thousand plus people. And I want you to understand, every time we reach a monument like that, every time we reach a level like that, you must comprehend and understand, every time we've done that, something like this has happened. At this point, that's why I say I'm the shadow band one. People get excited when we come outside the shadow band. We are in a place where the world does not want us to be heard. Anything that anybody can do to take us down, to tell us we're not righteous, to tell us that we're not correct, to tell us that they need to take us down, anything they can do to do so, it's guaranteed to happen, right? That's part of the tomorrow, right? So even though they caught me off guard because I was getting ready to go on, and then went to go ahead and get on and couldn't get on, right? Went to get on and couldn't get on, right? Wasn't expecting that. Right? Shalom, Sister Tracy. Right? I wasn't expecting that, but it didn't mean I didn't have a system in place that could help me. Right? If it's too windy, y'all let me know. If I have to try and pick up everything, go inside, I will. But hopefully you're getting this word, right? But at the end of the day, those are not the things that concern me. Those are not the things that concern me. I have made sure every day I wake up to a system. All right? Every day I wake up to a system. And I've been doing it whether we had 30,000 people watching us in a day or whether I couldn't get 2 people to watch us in a day. I've been consistent. Okay, thanks, babe. We're coming through loud and clear, right? So I've been consistent with this thing. I've been putting in effort. I've been putting in work. Every rising, it will be the same system. That is what keeps me going. That is what causes us to move forward. That is what's changing the community. That is what causes a whole bunch of people to get up in the rising and join in on our early rising Bible study, right? That is what causes it's the consistency of the system. Systematic means I, on purpose, put something in place. I systematically put just a system that already existed called the kingdom in place in my life. And that system that I systematically put in place, it is systemic. It means that every day it's going to do what it does, with or without me, by the way. I don't have to be present for the things that I've spoken in somebody's life to take hold, because that system is bigger than myself. The system. Where is your system? See what? Tomorrow is guaranteed. Even evil in tomorrow is guaranteed. Even people trying to lie on you tomorrow is guaranteed. These things are guaranteed, right? These things are what? They are guaranteed. So we're not worried about is tomorrow something bad going to happen? Because something bad happens in every single day. We're not worried about, am I going to feel sick at some point? Because guess what? Even if you are eating things and you're healthy, at some point, something that is unintended will happen concerning your health, right? We're not concerned about, am I going to go ahead and am I going to reach the next level? Because guess what? Have you reached next levels before in your life? And therefore, with that old saying, new level, new devil, or next level, next devil, or whatever it is, however you want to say it, I'm not concerned with the next demon or devil or attack or thing that would try to cause me harm or try to cause my community to stop. People have been trying to kill off my community for years, trying to kill off our voice for years, right? Just because people are trying to kill off our voice for years doesn't mean that they'll be successful. Right? Just because people have been trying to kill off our voice for years doesn't mean that they're going to be successful. Right? Even if it means that we got to have Kofi _43, which we're going to do today. At some point, we're just going to have to make that happen. Kofi _43. And, and if we got to do a number 4, number 5, and number 6, and number 7, and number 8, at the end of the day, you can't stop people from wanting to what? Hashtag find Kofi. Why? Because they're not trying to find Kofi. They're about a system. I told you, they're about your fruit. They're about the fruit that you get, right? People don't come to the tree because they like the tree. They come to the tree because the tree provides fruit. They're not coming to the mulberry tree because they like the shape of the tree. They're coming to the mulberry tree because the leaves do something for them in that tea. And the fruit does something when they eat it, and it has a nice taste, and they like the taste of it. They like what it does. It supplies them something. It supplies needs. It gives value. What are you doing? What system is set up that provides needs and gives value? Thank you, Sharice. What are you doing that provides needs and gives value? We talked about this yesterday, right? We talked about this yesterday, and something that now is going to be difficult to get to because they shut down the page or whatever. So I don't know if that'll be uploaded on YouTube, right? But we talked about the ingredients of wealth, right? I believe that was yesterday. Was it yesterday? We got so many of these to go out, right? But at the end of the day, our goal should never be to make sure that everybody's happy with us. Guess what? Tomorrow is guaranteed. Some people will be happy with you. Some people will not be happy with you, right? If they're not happy with you, what system do you have that still allows the things that you need to take place in tomorrow, because tomorrow is guaranteed, right? Great times are guaranteed. Don't let me sound like it's all negative. Great things are guaranteed. Things that make you love yourself are guaranteed. Things that will make you struggle with loving yourself are guaranteed. It's all guaranteed. It's all guaranteed. The tomorrow is not the problem, right? Remember, before those two verses, verse 33, seek ye first the kingdom of Elohim and all his righteousness, all these things will be added unto you, before verse 34, that says that, and give no thought to the morrow, for the morrow is already going to take care of itself, sufficient even to the evil thereof. So tomorrow is guaranteed. Seeking first the kingdom is the system. What does it say even before that? It says, look, man, the birds who can't even sow. Matter of fact, I don't know if I'm talking about beforehand. It talks about the birds beforehand. It talks about the lilies. I don't know if chapter 7, I believe, might talk about the birds again. But it also speaks in the Sermon on the Mount. He says, which one of you has added more stature, has become a greater person, in other words? Which one of you can add more stature by doing what? By worrying about something. You said the lady from Ireland? Okay, yes, I don't know. She might have done, I don't know how to get in contact with her or whatever. Hopefully she'll try to correct that, but once again, even with her not correcting it, we can correct it, right? But once again, and shalom, Angelica, how you doing? So at the end of the day, what are we going to do as far as setting up a system? See, because I told you, we live in the land of the shadow band. And people don't believe it until they've been around a little bit. They're like, man, how many times do you get pulled off for something that you didn't do? How many times do you have to come on there and address TikTok, right? How many times do you have to go ahead and do these things, right? How many times are you going to be messed over? How many times are, a lot of times, right? Because people lie quite a bit, right? And so I depend on people in the community a lot of times to say, hey, man, we're not going to stand for it. That's why, like I said, we were already in the way of making sure we took some legal stuff, as far as TikTok was concerned. You think TikTok's not going to do everything they can to rip down things or to make sure that we can't get to certain videos or to say, proof of we did this or that, is a lie? You don't think that they're going to start pulling stuff down if we said, hey, we want you to get this in order, and they said we're not going to get it in order, and basically to protect themselves, they're going to try and already start doing things that are not even according to their standard. They're right? So that was guaranteed. At some point, that's why I was already talking about Kofi_43, because at some point we were going to have to do it, right? So look out for it. I promise you guys before, I won't be live on TikTok, obviously, because you got to have 1,000 people on, but, see if we can get 1,000 people again real quick. If we can get 1,000 people again, we were reaching 30-something thousand, so we put hashtag Find Kofi. Out of 30-something thousand that saw us, even though out of 30-something thousand doesn't guarantee that maybe more than 3,000 actually paid attention, but if we reached 30-something thousand, and we had 1,400 people on at one time yesterday, and people are looking for us. If they look up hashtag Find Kofi, then I promise you that by the time I go live again later on this evening, I promise you that we'll have Kofi_43. I can't promise that, who knows? Maybe Kofi_42 will be back once they see legal sees that I sent an email telling them specific language, letting them know that we're ready to, I'm finished with you guys saying and lying and saying that we're doing stuff, because if I don't address it, then it means that you'll just keep doing the stuff. If you're going to shadow ban us by number. Don't shadow ban us by trying to lie on us, right? But once again, that's something. It's a system, right? The system is not here, and I'm going to do it honorably. Why? Because it's a system. We come from an honorable system. TikTok can be dishonorable even to what they set up. We will be honorable, right? And we praise y'all. Thank you. That we're thankful even for the setback. What they say about setbacks all the time, they said the setback is really a setup. Right? A setback is a setup for a come up. All that stuff we hear, but we don't believe it. But at the end of the day, I'm not concerned about tomorrow. This is why, watch this. This is why my marriage is strong. Can I give you guys a little trick? Brothers, sisters, those who are wives and yet not married, those of you who are husbands yet not married, those of you who are husbands and wives and are married, those of you who feel like you go through problems here or there. This is why my marriage is intact. I have learned that if my system that I apply to my marriage is great, that I have learned that when my system is correct, watch this, when the system is correct, when the system is on point, it means that I don't have to worry about tomorrow. I'm not worried about divorce. People worry about divorce because they worry about it tomorrow. I don't worry about divorce, right? Great times and bad times will come. I don't worry about tomorrow. Because the system that my wife and I have in place is one that no matter what our challenge is tomorrow, we will be taken care of. Right? It's the system. I'm sorry, my wife said, hallelujah, thank you, only means something more powerful, the better is coming. Amen, right? So this might be something where it's like, okay, we still go back. YouTube, we're using your platform now. We're using a little differently. TikTok, when we come back, okay, like all I'm gonna do is put stuff out there that's gonna be, it's gonna be powerful. It's gonna address things, but it's not gonna, do stuff where you can even come close to seeing that. And then guess what? Watch this. As we keep growing and all these things or whatever, again, this time we say, hey, this might be the thing that pushes us to say, hey, look, if you want more of this, if you want to be able to go deep with us, we not only do this live on the other platforms, we do this live every day on Zoom. If you like the Zoom link, get the Zoom link and just make sure you keep the Zoom link, and therefore you can join us every single day on our control platform that we pay for. Therefore, can't anybody tell us what to say? We do this on our podcast every day on a platform that we pay for. Matter of fact, if I need to on the podcast, I can upgrade it and say, we'll just go ahead and do this as time goes on, as we can afford it. We can just say, we'll pay the extra money to go ahead and just make sure that this podcast is something that's visual and audio. So you can just see it there, and therefore you can see it on all platforms. Any platform that we're on, any platform that allows podcasts to come on it, just go and look up what we're already doing, and we'll still grow. And therefore, if you want to watch us on all the stuff, you know what I'm saying? You have to start thinking systemically. That's why we even started the whole thing. This is amazing. I was going to talk about this, not realizing I was going to talk about this and be taken off TikTok. But I was going to come on and tell people that's where hashtag Find Kofi came from. We were doing stuff like hashtag Serve OC of DC. We were doing stuff like hashtag SOC, hashtag Servants of Christ, hashtag Pastor Kofi, hashtag all this stuff. Nobody really cared, right? But when they started to come into this stuff and they realized, man, it's hard to find you. And people started saying, because it's hard to find you, I need to figure out what you're talking about. And people want that much stuff taken away. And all you've done is stuff that really has helped me to grow, right? If that's what we're doing, then guess what? Then that's where hashtag Find Kofi came out of. It was something that came out of a system that said that don't worry about tomorrow. If you really want us to be able to give you something, if you really want to be involved with the kingdom, something bigger than ourselves, we have this thing, hashtag Find Kofi. Find us. Here are our numbers. That's where the phone numbers come in. Text us at 202-599-7312. Text us at 410-714-5078. Text us at 410-469-1553. Why did those things even come into existence? Because we need you to not worry about tomorrow, even when it comes to this word. Right? Even when it comes to this word, we need you to not be concerned about your tomorrow. Right? That's why I said I'm going to take myself away from anything that's taking me from this. And as soon as I said I'm going to take my way away from things, right, and I'm not going to worry about finances at all anymore, and I'm going to depend on you guys, and we're going to have this system. And as soon as I say that, and things got up to 30-something thousand again, last time it got up to 37,000, this time it was 31,000 and something. What's the first thing that happens? TikTok says, yoink. Right? The enemy says, yoink. Right? That's you getting too dangerous. I can't control much. I can't control the word. I can't control the people that are being changed. What do I have to do? I got to unplug it. Right? I'm sorry, Dashima, you said we can come together and upgrade. Yeah, I mean, if you guys are willing. I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm going to pray about things because obviously I didn't know. But once again, I'm not going to overreact either. Right? See, the enemy sometimes wants us to overreact. I'm sorry. Justice said there was a different person at the beginning yesterday that was saying sideways comment, not Laura. You report the individual. And then you got Hayes over it, screenshots, two different. Yeah, I mean, if you got that, we can look at that too to see if these are the people that are there, right? But if you guys are wanting to sign affidavits, things like that, that'll come into being. We're going to make sure that we're honorable, that we're legal, and that we take place. And I sent TikTok, chat. First of all, we sent them something a couple weeks ago, right? And gave them really 3 weeks because we want to give them 10 working days, right? And then this is the response they gave us. So we sent something else saying, hey, we already tried to, get to you. We already tried to email you. We tried to do this. This is where you are. You guys heard me, by the way. So even you guys are witnesses, and even it's out here on platforms, right? It's not on YouTube. I don't know if it's on Facebook, but it's definitely on the podcast to where we can say, hey, you can look up the Kofi of 40 podcast, and you can see on there, you can hear exactly what was said. You got this email. That was your second email, right? You're being put on notice. We're going to mail something to you, certified mail. We're going to make sure that you comprehend that you're not going to lie, not just on us, but on people in general. You said you got the 6? Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah. So, but once again, even besides that, in your personal life, in your personal growth, I want you to comprehend, right? Yeah, TikTok might end up funding y'all's land project, right? Like if they take this to a place where we have to go to that level, right? And we say, okay, fine, you want this to go here? We've got the evidence because we're going to step in. Like once we have affidavits saying that we've been on the line for some of y'all been on the line for years, right? But once we have affidavits, that's as good as you being there. You don't even have to show up. Some of y'all might even show up. Who knows, right? But you guys don't even have to show up physically. If you just put on paper, this is what's been going on. This is what's going on. I looked up the community guidelines. I know some of you have emailed and called people. I've emailed so-and-so. I called so-and-so in the past about both pages, and they lied on both pages and stuff. And we'd be sitting there trying to figure out what happened, and then we find out that they said they were trying to sell something. Kofi doesn't even sell anything. He asked for donations and even stopped asking for donations on the stuff because he realized that that could be something that could do that. And that was before they started even trying to say that that was what he was doing. Right? Anything that he does, he doesn't sell it. He asks for donations and he puts it on the people. He doesn't even check on us to see if we pay. See, there's a reason why we do this stuff. I made sure legally I was in righteous standing, right? I made sure legally. So even in a case like this, if somebody wants to say, oh, well, when you said somebody could take a class or they could be part of y'all's land project, we never told them how they could do that. They can do that offline. And offline is about donation. We ask for a specific donation, right, for certain things, but if somebody doesn't give it, there have been plenty of people who have gotten letters and have not paid for any of the letters. There have been plenty of people who have gone through classes and not paid for all the classes, if any of them. There have been some people that I've said, go ahead and take the class because I know you can't afford it, right? I'm not here to worry about you paying us. I don't get paid. We do it via donation. If somebody wants to donate something to a cause, they're more than welcome. So this is stuff that shores us up. Matter of fact, now legally, we have to make sure that we have a lot of conversation to make sure when we go in front of anybody that anything we present is something that's legal on paper is valid. So we already make sure that we do that, but now we just got to double check ourselves because this looks like where it's headed with TikTok, right? You see what I'm saying? So these are the things that are blessing. What is the system? See, when they do something like that to me, my system says that now this is what I'm going to do to make sure that they ensure and see this. That's why we talked about sovereignty and all that stuff. Remember, we told you, if you want to know what a real sovereign is, be ready for the challenges. How do you react when somebody challenges your sovereignty? Right? Are you going to allow people to just bum rush you? Right? Or will you say, hey, this is mine? You see that? And in your own personal life. Right? Amen. Amen, Brother Terrence. Like this is. So are you willing in your own personal life when people try to bum rush you, when your family says you're crazy, when your spouse ain't dealing with you right, when your children aren't acting right, what in you stands up? What system is in you, the kingdom of heaven that's in you? What system stands up and says, this is who I am and you will not defeat who I am. You will not mess up who I am, right? I have fought the good fight. I have finished my course. I have run my race, right? What is it that you're willing to fight for? What is it that you're willing to defend that which you believe? That's apologetics. That's 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 15. These things that we are constantly and consistently putting inside you, not just not just the stuff we go deeper into on outside the lives, the things that we talk about all the time. You said that's why you're here. You've seen the truth, consistency, care, love, example, and so on. Great system. Thank you. I appreciate that. But that's why we're talking about this system. Over and over and over and over and over again, we're talking about the system, right? Like even think about the system that we put in place. Some people will not find this simply because they'll go, oh, I was looking for him on TikTok, can't find him on TikTok, I'm done, right? Well, what about looking for us on YouTube? What about looking up the podcast that we talk about all the time, right? What about trying to be part of the things that we do outside of the podcast on Zoom? What about contacting us through the numbers, right? So a lot of people are going to miss out on things until we get back to being a higher number again. They would miss out on a lot of information that could have changed their lives the whole time because they don't even have a system set in place that, hey, let me just write down multiple ways to get in contact with somebody. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Like that in and of itself, systemically, just have a system that says write down the information, right? We talk about procrastination and stuff. Sometimes you just need to have a system that says, I'll write it down. I will take note of it. I will write it down. Take note of it. Right? And this is the reason why it's hard for people to have stuff. A lot of people are worried about their tomorrow. Everything balances itself out in a way. Yeah. He said, yep, didn't see you. You're shocked, but came straight to the podcast. Right? There's a system in place. Even we set a system. This is why we have multiple things. Even if the other things weren't getting any play, you can see us all over the place. Matter of fact, this might have me start going on Twitter. Haven't used whatever the Twitter one is called, Periscope. Haven't used Periscope in a long time. Might need to go to Periscope, right? so that people can go there. A lot of people on Twitter. I don't really do Twitter. I don't even know the last time I posted something on Twitter. I was telling Angelic Discipline when he was holding me accountable for that a long time ago. I need to be better with that, but I just don't use it, right? But at the end of the day, when I get the software set up on the software set up that we're looking at getting, hey, when I get that software and pay whatever a month for that, I can put it on multiple things live and make sure that people can go all there. So when we say hashtag find Kofi, it's not just on TikTok, even when we get TikTok built back up, right? Like, you have to get to a place. What is the thing inside you? What is the thing that you're doing? What is the thing that you're growing in, right? Or Twitter live, I don't know what it is. I'll look it up. But I'm just saying, we're going to have to start looking at stuff. There's going to have to be more devices, right? Or get the software together so that we don't have to worry about multiple devices. But these are things that we're talking about, right? Be ready to have a system in place so when somebody comes and says, I'm going to do this or that to you, that you'll still be able to do what's necessary systemically, right? We don't have something that's systemic. We have the word of Yah. We have the kingdom. We have something eternal, but we don't go to a system. We worry about tomorrow. The system is designed to protect you from your tomorrow, right? So I didn't know this was going to happen. I didn't know how it was going to happen. I didn't know I was going to come on here and basically, look, not even be reported. As far as I knew, because if we were reported, normally they just say you can't do the live while we're doing the live. We didn't get kicked out the live. I don't think I posted anything on TikTok after that. Didn't do anything, right? I don't even know if I read a comment or did anything DM-wise or anything yesterday, right? However, here we are in tomorrow, right? And tomorrow is taking care of itself. We're still going to do the same thing, right? What is your system? When you wake up, do you wake up same time, right? When you go to sleep, do you go to sleep the same time? When you pray, do you pray same times? When you study, do you make the same time to study? When you talk to your children, you speak to them about in the same way, in the same manner. Even when you're disciplining them, does your manner still uphold in the kingdom, right? It's a system that's in place. I'll be honest with you, I was a little irritated, a lot irritated last night, and some stuff flowed out of me, right? And I had to apologize to my family for my outbursts, right? Because even I have a system that's set up in a law, right out of the law, that says, hey, when I do wrong, let me go to the person. Let me say, I did wrong. I repent. You guys don't deserve that, blah, blah. Like, it's a system. It's a system that's in place. So there's checks and balances that come in the system. The law has checks and balances. That's why we talk about law all the time, right? You said use StreamYard. I'll look it up. Minister Anais. Said I'm learning about all the system now, not on social media. Co-worker sent TikTok video. Found Kofi. 2019 praise. Amen. That's awesome, right? So there will always be a place for people to find this. They just have to look. And we appreciate you guys. I know you guys are sharing this stuff. I know you guys are talking to your families. I know a lot of people who came on have shared it with other people because you shared it with them. I know that you guys are consistent, and I know the ones that will be here in the places and find us in places even when they can't find us on TikTok. I know that you guys will be the people who are the catalysts to that. I'm thankful for even some of the people that aren't on right now for different things going on in their life. For a sister Talitha, for a sister Sabrina, going through some difficult times in their lives. Those were the sisters who were there, supporting my wife and I, and it was only those two. When we thought that we were going to do the physical church thing and couldn't even get people to show up there on a regular basis, even though those people wanted to take. They liked the fruit, but they didn't want to give. And here you guys came, and for the first time, after those sisters kind of opened up the door to it, we see all these people that wanted to support and be consistent. And I forget there's a brother in Miami who was coming on. Garuda Legends or something like that, down in Miami, Florida, who was giving time and effort, and even once in a while would give a donation, right? Like, these are and it's flowed into all of these people who are on now, right? It was consistency. It's a system. It's a system that was there, right? The question is, what are you willing to do as far as systemically? What is it that you set up that's going to make sure that when you get to your tomorrow will be taken care of? I don't even know how long this message needs to be today, in all honesty, because it's really just how obedient would you be? The system requires obedience. The system requires obedience. Even in what's happening, guess what? I'm going to take time out today. I'm still going to make sure that I stay consistent with what I said I was going to do, right? Y'all see my hands? If you see my hands on Facebook or on YouTube, it's cold out here. You see how red they are? I got some like straight red fingers. That's not the video of doing that. That's my fingers for real, They're that red. But I don't know how long much longer we even need to go. I'm just telling you, it's going to be the consistency. And even in the consistency, this system setup says, hey, take time out to, deal with this. So I'm not going to not deal with the fact that I'm a little perturbed. Right? Even the system says be honest about where you are. So I'm gonna take time out to kind of pray and woosah, and I might not go out to some of the things, or at least not in the beginning of the day. Maybe I have to wait to the end of the day to go out and spend some time with my son or do some things like that. Like I might not be in a place where I need to be around him. Like just being honest. Like there's some things that are there. Like you even got to be honest about that. But I need to make sure that I am angry and sin not. I have to make sure that I don't go to bed with my anger still intact. Because that's a system, right? Because I can't even flow spiritually and do what I'm supposed to do if I'm going to be flowing in anger. You see that? So even in that, it's a system. What do you have set up to get to the level that you're supposed to get to? What do you have set up to reach the level you're supposed to reach? What do you have set up that's going to bless you and others immeasurably? What do you have set up that when somebody does something that attacks you, you will be able to be in the position you're supposed to be in? What do you have set up? What is the system that's set up that's going to cause you to go to the next level? Even when we come together as a family, guess what a family is? It's a system. Israel, Yashrael, hear me well. All of you listening to me right now, we are a family. We are a system. That's why I started telling you guys a while ago, I'm not going to be able to do this without you. I'm not even going to pretend anymore. Matter of fact, I had to, when I said I'm going to start just focusing in this week, what happens at the beginning of the week? We're going to shut you down. And what did you guys do? You guys have come and said, we're not going to let you be out there like that. We're going to let you know that we're still here. We're going to let you know that you need those affidavits. It's great. We're going to let you know that I'm going to show up. I'm going to let you know that I got you, right? These are the things that you're showing right now just by your presence. We used to even call it in class on, was it on psychology? No. I guess you could say it was psychology class. It was psychology 101. Our teacher used to call it the ministry of presence, just being there to be something that's there, right? And I need to be there for me. So at some point after I finish sending this out and doing this and saying I got to do this and blah, blah, I will take some me time today, right? That's a system, right? Sometimes you have to encourage yourself, right? I appreciate even the encouragement from you, but there's even a system in that. How many of you have taken time out to encourage yourself? Right? I'm not going to miss class. We're going to still do marriage class. But understand, I might even, I don't know. I'm going to pray about it. But we're even going to be consistent with the live. But I'm going to have to do something today, right, that allows me to calm down, that allows me to not have stomach pain, that allows me not to have heart palpitations, that allows my blood to not boil, right? That's what we call it, blood boiling and my blood being under control, right? I'm going to have to do something that's part of a system. What system do you have when things get bad, when things go wrong, when the evil thereof even happens? What do you have in place, right? What do you have in place that's going to allow you to get some stress out? What do you have in place, right? As a family, I'm telling you right now, times like this, I appreciate so much. I wish the times that we've gone through where people think that we're completely gone and they've wiped us away, I wish that people saw some of those videos. Those are some of the greatest videos we've ever put out. Those are some of the greatest comments you guys have ever given, right? When we are in a position to where it's something about when you press and you're obedient in the roughest times. And I'm not trying to make it about myself, but like I said, this word might be for me. I didn't know. I was excited about this word yesterday, and I knew this word was going to change somebody's life. Little did I know I was going to need it more than anybody else. You know what I'm saying? So, little did I know I was going to need it more than anybody else. Little did I know I was going to come on and try to go on TikTok, and the first thing it was going to say is, you violated community guidelines too many times. This channel is shut down. If you want, you can get your videos off it. Little did I know that was going to be what I was going to be dealing with today. And the interesting thing is the same people that are saying take your videos off, or rather take those videos off that you said are okay, and then put them on the new channel, what you're probably going to say is, you're being offensive again with your videos. Right? But we are going to do those things. There will be a Kofi_43 page at some point today before 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern New York time. It will probably be just one video. Probably not going to do 3-4 videos, but at the end of the day, we have a system in place. Be part of the system, even when people are attacking you. I'm here to tell you today, right? I'm speaking to myself. I'm speaking to you as well, right? Be ready for people to attack you. Be ready for people to try to do things that are going to throw you off. Be ready to have to fight against a wicked system that's perverted, and anything that you bring that straightens out the crooked, they want to go ahead and crookedly straighten you out, if you get what I'm saying. Be ready for those things. Be ready for the fight. Be ready to fight for each other. My promise is still my promise to you, that I'm going to do everything to the best of my ability to ensure that everything we said in this year of our pursuit and everything that you've given and all the effort and energy you've given, that it will not go to waste. Anything that I can do humanly possible, and therefore even outside of my humanity and spiritually possible, anything that I am required to do, I'm ready to do it. Right? Anything that I'm required to do, I'm ready to do it. And the same for you. Be ready. The requirement is coming, not just for SOC stuff, not just for Kofi needs you for this and that. I'm talking about for your own personal lives. Start utilizing the system so that when somebody comes upon, because even if we lose, so to speak, this battle legally, right, which I don't believe we will, but even if we were to lose this battle legally that we're about to go into, understand that the fact that we're going to put somebody on notice like that is going to cause them to have to change. And if that's what happens, then we praise Yah for that. I tell you guys all the time, I'm so proud of the Conscious League. I'm so proud of the I Speak 1906. I'm so proud of the Lokius, right? Savage Lokius and all that. Like, those are my brothers. And even though you don't see me on the same level as them, they got 1 million+ people and all that stuff following them and stuff like that on TikTok, and got the great YouTube stuff going on, and they're doing the debates and doing all that stuff. Even though we might not even speak about the same thing, we don't all have the same belief system. I'm proud of those brothers. And those brothers are proud of me. Like, I can call those brothers up right now and speak to them. They will stop what they're doing, right? And will speak to me. You know why? Because they see that I'm real, and I have not, and there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that I've made sure I've addressed with those brothers, right? Sometimes they listen, sometimes they don't, but they will listen to me because I am consistent, right? There are a lot of people out there that will listen to you because we're consistent, because you are consistent, right? Your system is something. It's not tomorrow that's the problem. Tomorrow is guaranteed. Tomorrow is not the problem. It is what you will do in your tomorrow. My wife can verify. I was talking to her about this yesterday. She knew I was going to talk about this today. Matter of fact, I was laughing. She said, "What you laughing about?" I said, "I'm laughing about the fact that tomorrow I'm going to talk about not being worried about tomorrow." Right? So she can verify. This was a word that was on my heart and that I was excited about and that I was grateful for, and I was thinking, but here we are in tomorrow. And I got to remind myself, and you can see me if you can see me visually. I'm getting a little excited about this, right? I'm going to have to I'm here reminding myself, like, don't worry about tomorrow. It was guaranteed that the enemy was going to attack. Don't worry about the attack of the enemy. Stay consistent in the system. That's my prayer for myself. That's my prayer for you. That is the decree from the Most High to you, because Yeshua HaMashiach himself preached it. This is not even my sermon. I'm giving you his sermon. You said, yes, you were taking out the trash talking and laughing. I asked you what's so funny. Yeah. So like, this is not even my sermon. I'm telling you what he said in Matthew chapter 6, Matthew chapter 6, verse 33 and 34. He told you this. Seek first your first mission. We talked about this. Seek first. The kingdom comes first. Seek first the kingdom of Elohim. And what? And all his righteousness, his legal right standing. And even when the enemies come against you, all these things will be added unto you, because tomorrow will take care of itself. Even the evil in tomorrow. Whatever's going to happen tomorrow is going to happen tomorrow. That's why you have to depend on the one who lives in tomorrow, today and yesterday, to see what's going to happen tomorrow, and simply take the system that you're living in, the kingdom, and allow it to be applied in a way that protects you. Well, a lot of people are so busy functioning and everything else that they're missing what's supposed to happen, right? My goals are not going to change because somebody's trying to make me scared about tomorrow. I'm not going to become inconsistent because somebody's trying to say tomorrow you won't be on here, right? I'm not worried about, hey, when you take this legal action, we're going to protect ourselves, so we're going to start taking your stuff down. I'm not concerned about it because I have a system in place. I got a family in place. I got, beloved, we are together in this. I got a family in place. See, this is why we got to become family. Your problems are your problems because you don't have family. And now, even though we're developing family, some of these things you're going through are because you didn't have a system set up with a group of people who were like-minded with you before this to be able to help you out, right? That's why I was telling you, behind the scenes, you guys would be surprised at some of the stuff I go through. You see the stuff when it gets to this level. Understand it has to progress to this level, right? I've been consistent even in the stuff that progressed us to this level, to make it understood that, hey, no matter what you throw at me tomorrow, it's going to take care of itself. And if I know that tomorrow is guaranteed, then I'm not worried about what will happen tomorrow. I'm worried about making sure I have a system in place, right? I'm not worried. See, watch this. People talk about, I want to lose weight. I want to lose weight. I want to lose weight. Get up at 4 a.m. in the morning. Make sure you drink water. Before you eat anything, work out. Well, I don't have any space, or I don't have any gym membership. Get down on your knees if you can't do them on your feet yet. Get down in the push-up position and knock out 10 to 20 push-ups. Start somewhere, right? Start learning. I was even telling my wife, we might start doing some stuff every once in a while where we get up early and we start doing some stretches, or we start doing something that my family does called walk the mountain, which helps you to be able to get your core strength in, helps you with your punches and kicks and different things like that. I mean, heck, people pay all this money for Taibo. We might as well just do it together, right? But get up and do something. Make some time out. Well, 4 is early in the morning. I'm not a morning person. You better figure out how to be a person that rises up then, because I'm not a morning person either, but I sure like the rising. Right? Early in the rising shall I seek your face. Early in the rising shall I seek your face. Like, people don't want to seek his face unless remember we were talking about that? People don't want to do stuff unless it's something that's easy for them. I'll do it if it makes sense. I'll do it if it's easy. I'll do it if I don't have to get up. I can't tell you how many times I've talked to people. Yeah, we're going to get up. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. All right, where you at? It's 4 a.m. It's 5 a.m. Let's go. Let's do what you said. Well, it's time. We'll do it tomorrow. As soon as they say we do it tomorrow, I say, okay. In my mind, they already say it's not going to happen tomorrow. You know why? Because they're not willing to put in the system, put in the work, right? This is why you guys have a place to go through. You said walk the mountain is the foundation of Kung Fu, right? So if you learn Kung Fu, you got to learn how to walk the mountain. It's like if you do Wing Chun, you got to learn how to make sure that you get your stuff together in here, right? In here, there, right? You have to go to the dummy at some point, be able to get your 30-something moves down, right? It's the same thing. Like, you got to be consistent. Everything that you saw Bruce Lee do was on a consistency. Matter of fact, the reason why Bruce Lee died, people want to talk about an accident or curse and all this. You want to know why Bruce Lee died? Bruce Lee died because he was inconsistent. Let's just keep it real. You were out there cheating on your wife with your mistress. You were popping pills and stuff. You weren't eating as healthy as you needed to, and you were taking modern medicine to try and do some stuff that you could have done easily by just making sure that you were consistent and not manifesting stuff in the physical. All of a sudden, you're out there with your mistress, you died, and then they had to come up with a whole lie and bring you to, and took you out of their apartment. Your manager and the people who were living off you, your mistress and your manager, had to move you to somewhere else to be able to go ahead and say, and then your wife had to sit there and still had to act like you were all that, knowing that if she said something about it or was mad or didn't show up, she wasn't gonna, serve your legacy well. But you died because of inconsistency, right? I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm just saying, like, you died because you were in a place doing what you weren't supposed to do with somebody you weren't supposed to do it, trusting in something outside of your marriage, and you got a result. You got a consequence. It's sad, but it's true. I like a lot of stuff Bruce Lee had to say, but obviously he wasn't living it all. Lack of system. Remember we talked about this lack of character. Your character protects your gifts, right? And the character's gonna protect your gift and your calling, right? You got a calling. You were invited to do something great, Bruce. You had a gift. It was very apparent. But guess what? You didn't have character to protect it. So even though you could have whooped everybody, right? You could have whooped 15 people for real in real life. Well, probably not in real life, but you know what I'm saying. You could have whooped, somebody and had a great fight on your level. People consider you to be the greatest as far as pound for pound. Some people consider you to be the greatest fighter of all time. Some people would argue that, whatever, but some people will put you up high on the list enough to where we had to have a conversation about you. Yet you couldn't live past a certain point in your life because you lacked the character to protect yourself. Yep, just like David. David, you the king of Israel, right? But you didn't have character. Y'all had to get your character right. You had to say, create in me a clean heart and renew within me a right standing, that I might not miss the mark, that I might not sin against thee, right? Your character was off. It wasn't that you couldn't write poetry. It wasn't that you couldn't knock down Goliath. It wasn't that you weren't the king. It wasn't that you weren't a shepherd. It wasn't that you didn't know how to pray. It wasn't that you weren't a great singer. It wasn't that you couldn't play instruments. It wasn't that you couldn't cause people to not be vexed. It wasn't that you weren't a priest. Come on, somebody, you fit in somewhere where I'm talking about. It wasn't about all those things. It was about the fact that you lacked the character to protect your gift. And as soon as your character was lacking, here come the enemy. As soon as your character was lacking, here come Bathsheba on that bathtub, on that rooftop, right? As soon as your character, see, you weren't even supposed to be there, David. This is system. David, you're the king. Your men were at war. You as the king were supposed to be with your men fighting the battle, right? Your people were at war. Where were you at? you were chilling, and as soon as you decided to chill when you should have been fighting, the time when you decided finally I'm gonna take a day off. You weren't supposed to take a day off. You never took days off, but you finally took a day off, and when you took a day off, what happened? Now all of a sudden you were there. Bathsheba probably took, like, who knows? I don't know. It doesn't really get deep into it, but Bathsheba, like, she could have been taking a bath up there every day, and David was never there to see it. Right? She could have been taking a bath trying to hope that David would see her, but David was busy with kingdom business. He never saw it. Who knows, right? I don't know. She could have been up there. That was her first time coming up there, and had David been in battle, it would have been her first and only time. Maybe she would have said, I don't want to do this anymore. And she goes back in, never does it again. He comes back, never sees her. I don't know. At the end of the day, though, if you are out of position, if you don't have the system in place, you decide you're going to leave the system alone, right? What happens? You should also start using Clapper. We can start trying to use Clapper as well. Right now, I got to get the system in place, like I said, to make sure I can put all these things together on one. But, I can try and find multiple devices. Y'all know we've done it 5-6 devices strong before and just had all this stuff going on the platform. So, but at the end of the day, you got to have a system in place. What is the system that you have in place that's going to cause you, when you go through your lows, or when something is there to get you, you're too busy in the system, right? Like, let's keep it real. I don't really pay attention to other ladies that much. Matter of fact, if any at all, but I'm not going to act like I've never noticed that there's a woman trying to, like, see if I'm about making a move. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not that oblivious to it where I've never noticed if a woman's making a move. Sometimes I'm so oblivious that I'll be around women for months, and in some cases years, and not even realize the whole time they were just around me trying to make a move and seeing if I would ever give in. But it's because the system I'm in is I'm so diligent, and I'm so protective of, and I'm so, thoughtful about the system. Oh, my wife bringing out a blanket for me because it's cold. Well, I'm about to go. Okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate it. She saw me out here shivering and stuff. But the system, thank you, babe. I appreciate it. But the system, you got to have a system in place. All right. I don't know. Thank you. You got to have a system that's in place. All right. You got to have a system that's in place that's going to help you to be able to make sure that you're about righteousness, right? You got to have a system in place. She got me out here looking like our ancestor Moses, but that's good. I don't need to be bundled up. But you got to have a system in place. You said the email that you and I shared, Kofi, also will and can be used alternative podium for social media. It'll be a mirror for your online ad. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. So, and I got more time than I've had in a while, so we'll probably be able to catch up. I'd say probably give me a couple weeks, but we'll probably be able to catch up and start setting aside a time and, aside time that we were used to, like, what was it, once a month or once every other week, something like that. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's about system. At the end of the day, your system needs to be in order, and we are lacking system. We're lacking a system, right? Seek ye first the kingdom. The kingdom comes with a system. Seek ye first the kingdom. That comes with a system. What does it say? Seek ye first what? The kingdom. That comes with a system. Seek ye first the system that comes inside the kingdom. And all is righteousness, right? The righteousness of the king, when the king made the system up, is designed specifically to come with laws to protect your rights. This is the only reason why we're even going through this exercise with TikTok, and eventually at some point probably YouTube down the road as well. The only reason why we're going down this road is simply because you have to protect what is righteous and pluck up things by the root, right? So if we are supposed to be protected by law, right? Kingdom law, universal law, natural law, constitutional law, and those laws are being broken. Even social media's law, even the law of TikTok. When TikTok says that this is what really is going to win it for us at the end of the day. That's why the affidavits are coming. That's why we're asking you guys to look out for us when we're going to ask you to look out for us as we put this stuff together and start, asking people to fill out some stuff and maybe scan it somewhere and send it to us or whatever, or fax it to us or something like that. The reason why we're going that route is because the law of TikTok says that we're not, the law of TikTok, we haven't broken it. So how can TikTok take us off for something that we didn't do and it's their law, right? All we got to do is bring that before somebody who has to look at constitutional law and contracts. When we put up something on YouTube, or on TikTok, on YouTube, wherever, on Facebook even, wherever we are, or on social media, we put up something. As soon as we put it up, we've entered into an agreement, a contract. That's why they have control over certain things. That's why they can take your stuff down without even asking you, because you've gone into a contract that says that they get to control their platform. However, though, your platform says that you can only do certain things according to your own bylaws, right? That's what you do. We're dealing with system. That's why I use certain terms. That's why you've never heard me say it costs this much or you will pay this much or blah blah. We say that this is a donation because we don't sell anything. Matter of fact, that's something we've done just for SOC in general for years. We don't sell stuff on SOC, right? We give donation, and if you want to deal in the donation that we're asking, then that's between you and the Most High. And what I find is most people are honorable. Like 90, 95, 96% of people are usually honorable, and so they will do something. If they can't do it, if you're honorable enough, guess what we do? We say, man, you've been so honorable with us in the past. Don't worry about it this time, right? That's the system we go by. We don't go by a payment system. So somebody who tries to say something, that's why we use the terminology for times like this. So if TikTok says, hey, even past what they say, hey, well, they were talking about donations and stuff. Find one time where we said that we charge you got to pay, blah, blah, blah. We said the donation is, and if you would like to give a donation, but we even stopped saying that because before you guys even were trying to block us all the time, right, and make a point to say we're going to take you down, we made it a point to say what? That we're not even going to talk about donations. So when we talk about class and stuff, you hear me say, if you want more information, find out about it outside of it. DM us, hit us at these numbers, email us, go to Kofi-40.com. Why? Because we don't need to use your platform to peddle our stuff. We're just simply teaching, and if people want more, they can go outside of it. You have to have a system set up to where even when it comes to legal stuff, whatever it is, do you have a system set up to where you can go ahead and be able to prove that you've been nothing but righteous? And the more you can prove that, the greater you'll become. That being said, though, thank you guys for being with us today. I don't have the board out with me, but I wouldn't have had it anyways. It wasn't my plan. I guess had I known that we weren't going to be on TikTok, maybe I would have brought it out. However, those who are on right now, pretty much you know where to find us, or you'll be able to look at the description box if you're not with us live and find out the information and be able to find us. We appreciate you so much. We appreciate you. You appreciate us. It's very clear. And we're not going to slow down. We're not going to stop. Those of you who are in the stuff we're doing, we're going to continue to go and continue to move. We're going to continue to move forward, and we're going to continue to do what we were already doing behind the scenes, which was legally, we were already putting TikTok on notice. We see what you're doing. We gave you a chance to answer it with info at TikTok. You didn't want to do so. Your response was to basically block us and say that we are still violating community guidelines that we know we're not violating, that we read up on, that others of you have even read up on. Those of you who have told me you read up on it, I'll probably give you guys a version of an affidavit that says, that, hey, clearly, I read up on the guidelines. He's never violated any of them, and so at that point, it's on them. You said you post grievance videos of other platforms concerning shadow ban, screenshots of information. Yeah, so, we appreciate it. Some of you taking screenshots and stuff. Some of you done whatever. At this point, we're just going to keep on moving what we're supposed to do. Our focus is not tomorrow. Remember, the theme of this is the goal is not tomorrow. The goal is not tomorrow, family. Our goal is not to make sure that tomorrow is going to be easy. Our goal is not to make sure that tomorrow is not going to be frustrating. Our goal is not to make sure that tomorrow will be happy and gleeful. Those things are promised. That life will happen. Life will happen. That's the promise, right? My goal is not to worry about life happening. My goal is to have a system that makes sure that even if life does happen, we're on point. So we thank you. We're going to keep on growing. We're going to keep on building. Heck, we've been building up on the podcast. We've been having great numbers, even when the TikTok videos and everything else has been up. We've still been having people show up. So we're thankful for those who showed up because they had this platform to come to. We're going to keep it moving. We ask that you still keep praying for our sister Shantae, that you keep praying for sister Kelly, and that you pray for us. And we'll keep praying for you, all right? Let's get it. We appreciate you. As always, please follow my wife, the Honorable Maya Bloom and Flourish, not A-N-D, but the letter N. We give all praise to the Most High for her. We give all praise to the Most High, first and foremost. I should have said that. And our goal, right, is also that you not only be hearers of this, you be doers as well. Thank you for all those that were on the early rising Zoom call today. And, like I said, blessing in the skies. We might have, I'll pray about it. Maybe as early as tomorrow at 8 a.m., besides being on the other platforms we're on, you might be able to come on Zoom and be able to catch us there. And we do it on Zoom together. And, you'll be able to get a word there. You never know. So, you know, we're going to have to be inside because most of the places we'll be going, it'll be, you know, wintertime for some months now. So, you know, if we're on Zoom inside all the time with the background and stuff, it might make the presentation look really nice. You know, so like I said, you got to look at it as a system. It's a blessing. But we appreciate you all. Continue to be go-getters, do great things. Support my wife at Bloom and Flourish. Support Solomon on his YouTube channel and his Endeavor 777 Soloface. And keep looking up #Find Kofi. I told you we're going to have some stuff that'll show that we've been putting in work. It will still come out. I asked for you guys just to be a little lenient with me today because maybe not everything I wanted to put out will come out just because I'm going to need to deal with this. I'm not trying to be dealing with a headache or any frustration and stuff because I didn't take time out to kind of take a moment to self or a moment with family or whatever. So, you know, my prayer and my goal is still to make sure that we'll be on at 8 p.m. Eastern. If we're not, I promise you we will be at 8 a.m. But my goal is to still be on at 8 p.m. Eastern, to be on for class at 9 p.m. Eastern, and to make sure, bare minimum, we have a couple small changes at least to the website. We have a couple of changes with, or we have a couple of things on the YouTube channel, not just this video, but also, you know, at least one of the songs that'll be coming out on the album. We will be working again towards making sure that the things we had also planned on making sure the shirts and stuff were going to start coming out, or at least we started working towards them, and I can start showing you what some of the shirts might look like or some of the ideas. So I'll try to see if I can maneuver that, but just pray for us, and we'll stay on track. So we'll be, you know, the podcast will always be on. So 8 p.m. we'll be here. Facebook more than likely will be there. YouTube, you know, you'll get a recording, but we'll be on. We'll try to see about IG and possibly Clapper, depending on what I can do device-wise or software-wise, if I can get this stuff together. And we'll keep moving forward. So thank you. Pray for us. Be ready for the next move. And we will see you ASAP. So thank you again. And as always, it's been Pastor Kofi, a.k.a. the Shadow Band One, Pastor Servant of Christ, where we are always changing lives one mind at a time by being a voice of the voiceless and speaking the unspoken until we have the great privilege, opportunity, and responsibility of being in front of you all again. Please remember, as always, that you are loved, you are necessary, you are majestic, you're fearfully and wonderfully made, and you, which is all of us working together, will be the reason why people who are in the system no longer have to be of it. Shalom, family. You're right. Thank you for that. #Finish Strong. Remember, this is our year of pursuit, where we're pursuing the promises of the Most High. Talk to you later. Peace.